All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Raw Intuition Health Show. Good to see everybody. I see you popping in the chat. What's up, Carl? Thank you for letting me know the sound is good. Yeah, so sorry, guys. I've been missing for the last couple of weeks, but just been pretty busy getting things taken care of here in my personal life, so I didn't have time, unfortunately, to jump on and do a show for the last couple of weeks, but we are back. We are ready to answer some questions today. I, again, don't have a guest. Just haven't had time to set these things up, unfortunately. But in 2025, we will be rocking again. I promise. We're going to get some really good guests on. I've got a lineup that I just need to get coordinated with. And yeah, so that's in the future. But for now, I just want to say thank you for being here. And as always, check out on Amazon. You got my books you can get. 5-Star Salad Revolution, 21-Day Raw Transformation Program, 5-Star Digestion. And on my website, you've got Vegan Adventures with Barnyard Friends for the children in your lives. Yeah, and then as always, in the description box down below, you got all my affiliate links to the products that I use and enjoy and like to share with you guys. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. Carl, throwing in the questions right away. Thank you so much. So Carl says, oh, thank you, Carl. Glad to be back. Glad to be back. Grateful for you as well. Carl's question is, how can we deal with judgment at what we eat at Christmas, especially when we don't judge others? That is a really good question. And I know that's something a lot of people struggle with, is judgment at the holidays. And, you know, that's really, in my opinion, that is where education really comes into play. If you are rock solid in your understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, what other people think really shouldn't matter that much, especially when you know the ins and outs of what you're doing and why you're doing it. So having a great understanding of, you know, the why of why you're doing it is going to help a lot in your confidence with interacting with people that might not agree with you, as well as just giving you that peace of mind that, you know, a lot of people just don't understand how to be healthy. And so you just have to, you know, some weird noises going on outside. You just got to meet people where they're at, right? You just agree to disagree and try and, you know, move the conversation on to something that is not related to what you're eating, right? Because if it's working for you, then it shouldn't really bother anybody else. And if it does, that's saying something about them, not about you. And so you just have to recognize that other people might want to, you know, argue with you because it's just something they don't understand, and they're just not educated in that topic. And so you just, yeah, do your best. I hope that helps. Any other questions? Oh, you're so welcome. Well, I always want to have something to talk about in the gaps between questions that are coming in here. And we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube Shorts, we've got YouTube, just, you know, the regular YouTube going right now. So anybody in any of those platforms, feel free to throw questions in if you have any. I'll just share something with you guys. Let's see, where did it go? Just a quick little random tip slash something I'm doing lately. So I got a bunch of little styluses, because if you guys aren't aware, the coating on cell phones, on like the screen and on screen covers, a lot of times they are coated with a PFAS coating, right? So PFAS is a chemical that they put on things that makes them water, oil, friction, and heat resistant. And so they put these on the screens and the screen covers for cell phones. And so that is something that I think more people should be aware of, is that, most people are scrolling on their phone, so they're touching their phone screen while they're eating, or while they're, going to the bathroom, or while they're doing other things where they're going to be touching the food they're eating, or, places like touching their mouths, touching their eyes, anything like that, where you're increasing your exposure to these PFAS chemicals. All right. And so by using a stylus, you don't have to touch your screen, right? So you can just use the stylus to scroll on your phone or do whatever you need to do. And so, yeah, little tip for you guys. That's what I have resorted to. If you want to be extreme like me, people think that's a little extreme, but I don't think so. I think, with all of the exposures that we have in today's environment, it's very important to reduce those exposures whenever possible. And for me, that's not a big inconvenience to use a stylus to scroll on my phone. And I've actually kind of gotten in where I like it much better than now. When I touch my screen with my finger, it feels weird. So I much prefer using the stylus to use my phone. And so that's a little tip for you guys if you want to potentially reduce your exposure to PFAS chemicals and other chemicals that are on those surfaces. What's up, Tessa? Great to see you here. Vegan JJ, you as well. I saw you guys popping in right before I went live, so thanks for being here. Carl says, might as well try to reduce it where you can. Exactly. That is my train of thought. I think that, the more we can do to reduce the exposures to all these different chemicals is going to help us out in the long run. And so, that's just a little thing that I do. All right. Any other questions at the moment? I don't see anything on Instagram. I don't see anything here on YouTube. Sherry, what's up, Sherry? Good to see you. I hope you're staying warm in Iowa and managing now that you're down there from sunny California. All right. Oh, Maria, what's up, Maria? Good to see you here as well. What do you guys want to talk about today? I've got a little bit of time. Again, I wanted to jump on because I haven't been on for, a few weeks now. And I figured it was about time that we do a quick Q&A since I, again, don't have a guest. But one of these, actually, what is the date today? Yeah, next week. Next Sunday, I do have a guest. I'm excited to have a guest, and I'll share with you who that is. Her name is Fiona. All right, her name is Fiona, and she actually runs an animal sanctuary over. She's in Europe somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but I believe she's in Europe, and she's doing a fundraiser, and I wanted to help bring some awareness to that. And so we're going to have her on next week. She's actually doing, I think, in the month of December, she's running 25 miles a day to raise money for this. So, I'll try and post about. I don't have her exact information down in front of me, but I will share about that later in the week. So you guys can, if you want, you can donate to help her sanctuary, or you can just hear her cool story next Sunday and ask whatever questions you have for somebody that's running a sanctuary and who has run, I think, 25 miles every single day this month so far. All right. Maria says, how to survive crazy Christmas time. Yeah, I know, especially for, the health nuts like most of us. It is more difficult. But, I learned early on, and this kind of goes back to what I just said to Carl. When you have a strong understanding of why you do what you do, for me anyways, what other people think doesn't concern me that much. I study a lot. I research a lot. I know how it feels to live this way. I've been doing it for almost 14 years now. But even back in the early days, I really started digging into, just trying to really educate myself. And that is really why I do these shows, is to help you guys get to the point that I've gotten to much faster than I've done it, and really just share some, really important things that I think are important when it comes to detoxification, to chemical exposure, to all the things that we, do shows on here every Sunday, or almost every Sunday. And so, yeah, I mean, and really everybody's going to have something that works for them individually in terms of calming your nervous system and really finding balance emotionally in these kind of higher stress times for a lot of people. But just remember that the stress will pass. We'll get into the new year and things will settle down. And so keeping that in mind, that, it's all transient and it's going to pass, and just do the best you can, breathe deep, and understand again that most people out there, the world we live in is not really health focused. Thankfully, it's kind of getting a little more that way, a little bit. Not to the point that a lot of us think that it should be, but, there are positive steps that are taking place. More people are becoming aware of environmental toxic exposure, to the food system, to, the medical issues, the medical system. All these things are becoming much more understood, at least to, a subsection of the population. But it's growing, I think. And I think everybody in this chat and everybody watching is part of making that happen. So thank you guys for, being the truth seekers and the health seekers that you are, so that you can inspire those people around you. And really the bravery that it takes to be that outside person, or the person that looks different than other people. Because, we need more people to think outside the box and look outside of where, most of the population is going. So still a long ways to go, but I think we're all doing our part, and it's definitely making a difference. So I hope that helps, Maria. Thank you for being here. Let's see, what other questions do we got? Sherry says, any fun Christmas plans this week? How do you plan your food for parties? Sanctuary guests sounds amazing. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the question as well. Christmas plans this week. We met up with my family for Thanksgiving and Christmas at the same time, because it's hard for everybody to get together twice within a short period of time. So, we kind of already did most of our holiday celebrations, but we will be having a Christmas with my dad and stepmom, and so they're gonna probably stop over here to our place. But we won't be doing really any traveling for Christmas, so that'll be nice to not have to do much traveling. And so, yeah, it's just going to be a basic, family get together and just spending time together, having some good conversation, and maybe play some games or something. Let's see, how do you plan your food for parties? All right, so the food part, it has become less of a focus for me over the last, few years. Early on, I would always make raw food dishes, bring them to the family gathering, and, try and get people interested in eating this way. I soon realized that, while some people might taste it and say that it's good, most people aren't really interested in eating this way, even if they've tasted the food. Unfortunately, it takes a little more of conscious shift, as I talk about in 21-day raw transformation program, in order to really see the draw to this lifestyle. So I stopped really, and this went not even just for family gatherings, but social events like work events, or even just with friends. And that is not to discourage anybody from actually doing that, because it's fun to make dishes that you enjoy and share them with others. I mean, that's really, it is an important thing to do. So I'm not trying to discourage anybody from doing that. But I just personally have gotten away from it a little bit compared to how I used to be, just because it can be a little stressful, as I'm sure most of you know, that if, when the holidays come up and you're expected to bring, a recipe or some food or something to share, it can be difficult sometimes when there's so many other things going on. So, what I would say, and again, for me, I really just have fruit and salad sometimes for people. I don't really make too many recipes anymore, although the wild rice stuffing and the chili are still ones that I will occasionally make for the gatherings. But, it just got to be, with the holidays, there's so many things going on. And so I just, over the last few years, have just been like, all right, I'm just going to focus on having a good time, spending time with family, playing games, things like that, and not really focusing on the food. When we go to, my mom's, she always has plenty of different things that she makes, and she's vegan, so she always makes sure to have stuff for myself and for my brother. And everybody else in the family likes those things too. They just don't exclusively eat that. So, yeah, I just kind of leave it up to my mom when we go to, family holiday events at her place or their place. Yeah. Other than that, I just stick super simple: fruits, some salads, maybe make a dressing maybe, and have that if people want that, but pretty basic. And so, yeah, I don't make too much of a focus on the food anymore, because once again, yes, that girl, Mimi3, yes, you can ask a question there. That pop it in. I'll get to it here shortly. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's what I do for the food these days. But once again, guys, I'm gonna promote my books. Either of these books, if you want to keep it simple and just do like a salad and a really good dressing, you can go with 5-Star Salad Revolution. There's 22 salad dressing recipes in that book, and salads that you can make. Or there's salad and salad dressings in this book too, but also more party-ish style recipes, like this one, the tuna sliders, or the lasagna is not really a party one. It could be, I guess, but not really. Or the meatloaf. That's a good holiday type recipe. But one of my favorites is, and it's what I say all the time, wild rice stuffing. That one is always a big hit. Everybody always loves that one. So, and it's really simple to make, makes a lot, and so you can have leftovers if not everybody eats it all. Okay, so I hope that is helpful. Thank you again for the question. Maria says, how do you celebrate Christmas? Well, we just get together as a family, and we just do a pretty typical Christmas is what you would expect from what most people do, I think. So yeah, nothing too crazy, just the basic stuff, getting together with family, being grateful, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you wanted a different answer, or if you were thinking of something else, let me know, and I'll address that as well. Okay, let's see. Tessa says, I have a holiday party this week. I usually bring my own food and tell people it's due to severe allergies. That works. The allergy one is usually a pretty safe one to go with. then they might ask for more details, so you might have to have a story pre-made. But yeah, definitely saying you have allergies is a way to get people to, kind of get off your back. Okay, Sunday Side Town, what is up? They say, hi, what kind of diet do you eat? Raw, plant-based, or fruitarian? So I eat a whole food, plant-exclusive, high raw diet. All right. So mostly raw food, but I do include cooked food as well. It's all plants. It's 99% whole foods, I would say. And yeah, and organic. I eat almost exclusively organic. And yeah, I think that covers it. But if you want to know more, just let me know. They also say I'm plant-based, a mix of cooked and raw. Yeah, yep, cool. Carl says I'm very hopeful for a healthful future for the world. Yeah, me as well. Me as well, Carl. And with more people like you, we'll get there. So keep doing what you're doing. Let's see. Sherry says not traveling is a gift. It really is, because I've had my fair share of traveling. My parents have lived all over the Midwest, and so I've had to travel quite a bit over the last few years, but thankfully they're in Minnesota now, and so it wasn't too far of a drive for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maria says, yes, that helped a lot. I feel very lonely during this period, even if I'm surrounded by people, because they like to spend Christmas full on. Yeah, I hear you. And I am fortunate that half of my family is whole food plant-based. And the other half is very, respectful towards the lifestyle and our choices. And they're still pretty health-minded, but, not vegan or plant-based or anything like that. So yeah, I feel for you. And so I hope this show and connecting with people here is a little bit helpful. I know it doesn't help when you're actually in the environment of everybody, doing the full-blown, probably like Christmas meals and things that are not vegan. But you just gotta do your best and utilize our community here as much as you can to hopefully help you get through it. So definitely, if you have any other questions about that, more specific questions, just let me know. All right, that girl, Mimi3, says, thank you. I keep putting off buying a juicer because I go between buying the more affordable options versus the best juicer. Are they really that different? I live in Canada, so it's usually a bit more pricey. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I haven't updated my juicer since I started this lifestyle back in 2011. So I still have my Omega 8006 juicer. It is a single auger masticating juicer. It's a great juicer. I still use it every once in a while. Not nearly as much as I used to, but I do still use it. And so it works great. Now, I agree there are better ones out there probably these days. There's the Nama, there's I think Huron, and there's some of the, the traditional best ones out there like the Green Star, and, there's also the really expensive Norman Walker, the Norwalk juicer. But honestly, just the Omega 8006 has done me fine. Yeah, anytime I want to juice something, it juices pretty much anything you could want to juice. It can even do wheatgrass. So, it really doesn't have to be the best juicer. Now, of course, there's pros and cons to every single one, but if you don't want to, dump a load of money on like the very, newest juicer, you absolutely do not need to. I mean, I know people that just blend the stuff in their blender and then strain it through a nut bag and strain out the juice and do it that way. So, you can definitely make it work on a budget, but it's all really just relevant, or it depends on your personal situation, what your goals are, what you want in a juicer, and how you want to do that. So definitely think about those things and go from there. But you definitely don't need to get the newest, most expensive juicer out there. Vegan Knowledge JJ says, I have allergies to non-human food. Somebody's, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, I agree. It is non-human food in my opinion as well, but people eat it. So, let's see. I think we had a question over here from Instagram. Thank you. Christina Kane says, how to resolve lingering candida issues despite being on a low-fat, raw vegan diet for years. It gets worse with bananas, I notice. I have heard of a few people now recently, and over a little bit over the past, but with bananas. The bananas give some people some issues, but I have noticed it's usually after like a round of antibiotics or the V word. It's usually after some sort of an injection of some sort, whether it's antibiotics or some other form of injectable medicine. And that's usually what I have, the people that I talk to that have had that issue where bananas cause flare-ups, whether it's candida or joint pain or stomach, indigestion, things like this. A lot of times it's due to some sort of external factor that they have recently been exposed to. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you're already on a low-fat, raw vegan diet for years, and it still has not resolved. So, I mean, it's hard to say just from your comment there, because there's so many factors that could play into it. And I don't know anything about you, so it's really difficult to say. But the fact that you've gotten your diet to low fat, sometimes what helps people is to completely eliminate overt fats for a period of time, a couple weeks to a month or so, and then slowly reintroduce it and see how that works. But I know some people have done that. Also, I know I've had somebody that was in one of my courses that I did a while ago. She had a food sensitivity test done, and it showed that she was sensitive to pineapple and maybe bananas. I guess I can't remember exactly, but I know that there was a few things that were giving her issues that she didn't know about. And so she cut those out for a while. And from what I understand, that helped her a lot with candida / other skin issues. So that might be something to look into potentially. But there's some other things. Some people have benefited from short-term water fasting. Now, obviously, I don't know anything about you, so I wouldn't recommend that to you without knowing who you are. But that's just something that I know has helped other people. So it might be something to research. So a lot of things that could contribute, but I would just try and make sure you're doing your best to eat whole foods, low fat, staying hydrated, and that sort of stuff. That's kind of the basic stuff. And yeah, if you want to shoot me an email, matt@myrawintuition.com. I have a questionnaire that I could have you fill out and do an evaluation on that and give you more information, but that's really all that I can go off of right now. So hope that helps a little bit. Vegan Knowledge JJ says, do you eat potatoes as part of your whole foods when you have cooked? Could you go over a typical day of what you eat right now as an example? I sure can. All right. So thank you for the question. So a typical day for me is I'm pretty much always raw until dinner. Now, there are times, so for breakfast, I do my big smoothie. It's got, bananas. Bananas are always the base of my smoothies. Bananas, some frozen fruits like mango or mixed berries or cherries or something. Put a lot of greens in there, so either spinach or kale or mixed greens. I much prefer to do loose greens, but lately, over the last several weeks, I've been kind of relying a little bit more on boxed greens. Now, I don't like buying food that's in plastic. Sometimes you just got to compromise. Obviously, we're not living in a perfect world here. But something I will say for people out there that do buy boxed greens, because I know a lot of people do, there are some containers that, like at Costco, if you get it at Costco, it's the plastic clamshell, and then it has a peelable like plastic top to it, right? And it's got like a sticky glue or adhesive on the lip of the clamshell that you can reseal it when you're done with it. Might seem like a great option, but for me personally, I don't buy those kinds, or at least I try not to. I try and get the kinds that are just the plastic, and when you peel the lid open, it's just peeling from plastic to plastic, right? It's not like adhesive, it's not glue or anything like that, because those adhesives very possibly and likely have BPA, phthalates, PFAS, and other chemicals in them. And so I know there's people out there that are very sensitive to chemicals. I am one that, if I touch that stickiness on the lid, I don't notice really anything, but I do know that those chemicals are used in most adhesives, and so I would avoid those. Just a random tip for you guys, because you don't want that stuff around your food. You don't want to touch it. You absorb it through your skin. You inhale the VOCs that are off-gassing from that, and it gets into your food. So best to stay away from adhesives, even tape, even Band-Aids, all of those sticky things. If you can avoid that kind of stuff, you're going to be better off, in my opinion. So definitely try and avoid tapes and glues as much as you can, to reduce your exposure to those things. So anyways, back to what I eat. So the smoothie, I put a bunch of greens in there, and then I'll put some like chia seeds. I'll put, I've got some green powders that I am also an affiliate for. I wasn't an affiliate for them when I started using them, but now that I'm using them, I became an affiliate because I really like them, and I think they can be a great addition to anybody's diet, but especially somebody looking to maximize their nutritional profile and get in all the nutrients they need. And so what I'll usually put in like some daily green boost, or now I'm trying out Dr. Ben Alter's Green Force green powder. I also put in some E3 Live. It's a blue-green algae. And then let's see, what else do I have? Sometimes I'll put in Vitamineral Green. So I like to add a little green powders here and there. I went many years. So when I first started, I was using green powders quite a bit. Then I went several years without them, and now I'm kind of back into them. So, do you absolutely need them? Probably not. But I do think it's a good insurance to make sure you're getting in some of those trace minerals and things that might not be in the mass-produced grocery store foods. I can't say for sure if it is in there or not, but I think having some green powders might ensure that we're getting some of that, as long as it's a good quality green powder. All right, so anyways, and then I just put in my distilled water, which if you want a distiller, just going to promote another affiliate link. Get the distiller I have if you want. It's, I think, the best distiller out there. A little more expensive than some of the other ones that are available, so if you don't want to spend that much, There's plenty of other distillers out there you could get, but the one that I use, I think, is the best one. And so, yeah, it's called a Pure Water Mini Classic CT countertop distiller. I also have the automatic distiller that hooks up to your water line. Most people aren't going to go that route, but if you are interested in that, definitely check it out in the links in my description box. Okay, so that's my smoothie. So that's what I had. I mean, how that probably 10 o'clock is when I first, 10 to 11, sometimes 12 is when I will have that first smoothie. Lunch, I will usually have fruit, something like right now, oranges are coming in, so I'll be having some oranges, but also if the fruit, and this is a very recent change that I've made, and it's not my first choice, right? I much prefer fruit during lunch and keeping it raw. Sometimes I will do some oatmeal with berries and banana, if I don't have any good ripe fruit in the house for lunch. So I'll do that sometimes as a backup plan. And then and the oats that I use are from Costco. They're glyphosate free, they're organic, they lead safe. Mama tested them. They're free of lead, cadmium, mercury, all of the toxicants that she tested, they were free for. So I think that's a good one to use if you're going to use oats. And all I do is put oats in a bowl and boil some water and pour it on top, and throw in my fruits and berries. So first option is just a bunch of fruit for lunch. Second option, if that's not working out, then I'll have some oatmeal with some fruit with it. All right, and then for dinner, I always have my big 5-star salad. So that's a prerequisite for dinner time. And so with that, I will either it depends on what how much I have, like what I put in the salad. But a lot of times now I will have in the Instant Pot, I'll put in some like lentils or wild rice or split peas or something like that into the Instant Pot, pressure cook that, and throw that into my salad as well. Sometimes potatoes. You asked about potatoes. Yes, I will put potatoes in there as well. I go off and on with potatoes, but I do use them. I have no issues with consuming steamed potatoes or pressure cooked potatoes. So yeah, that's and then I just throw that in with my salad, and that's my lunch. So I haven't been eating quite as much lately. I've actually lost a little bit of weight, but yeah, I just haven't been, I don't know, my appetite hasn't been up as much. Usually this time of year, kind of slow down. We'll ratchet it back up and get back into, I haven't even really been exercising that much lately. It's like I basically write my book, or I work on my book whenever I can, and then all the other things in life going on, it's just like nonstop. So that's another reason why I haven't been doing shows as much over the last couple of weeks, because I'm really trying to get my book written. I want to have it I want to have it finished before April. And at this point, it's not looking like it's going to happen, because this book is getting pretty in depth, which I like. But the time frame is kind of giving me a little bit of pressure. So I'm just trying to do my best to squeeze in times to write whenever I can. And sometimes over the last few weeks anyways, I've had to forego the show to help get some progress done. But yeah, so anyways, that's what I eat. And I hope that is helpful. If you have any other questions about that, just let me know. All right, let's see here. Tessa says, I wasn't aware of the glue thing. Thanks for letting me know. You are welcome. I'll tell you something. Just a random thing that probably nobody wants to know. But as a kid, I had this weird obsession with touching tape or like sticky things. I liked feeling the sensation of tape like on my fingers, and I would just like play with tape all the time. And now I look back, I'm like, dang, I wonder, I've never had my PFAS levels tested. I wonder what my PFAS levels would be. And now I've done many fasts and things. I've been eating a whole food, super clean diet for, almost 14 years now. So I don't know. I would like to think that I have eliminated a lot of the toxicity that I accrued, over my first 25 years of life. But I don't know. I might have to test my PFAS levels and some other things. In 2018, I did test mercury, aluminum, arsenic. There was another one. I can't remember what it was, but the only one that came back with levels above non-detect was aluminum, which I still don't. I'm wondering if it was from the water that I was drinking at that time, because I was getting reverse osmosis water from a local store from their dispenser, and after I got a TDS, which at that time I didn't really understand what that was for, but then I got a TDS and I tested the water from the reverse osmosis machine, and it was sky high. So the filter was not working, and so I was probably drinking tap water for I don't even know how long. But that's why I'm just so glad I have a distiller now. And I know people don't like that distillers take out everything, including all the minerals. I don't think you need the minerals in your water, but if you are concerned about that, super easy to add minerals back in, but you want to make sure you're taking out all the toxic crap that's in the tap water in the first place. So in my opinion, distilled water is the best option to get to drink. But if you want, you can always add minerals back in through green powders, through adding it to a smoothie, to there's mineral drops you can add in that they've got. There's plenty of options. You can infuse it with cucumber or whatever other fruits you like, berries. So, but anyways, so yeah, that's just a random thing. I just always like to play with tape, just stick it on my fingers and things. So I wish I wouldn't have done that for who knows how many years. Okay, let's see here. Oh, what's up, Dulce? Good to see you. She asked Maria, have you ever tried having organic black garlic? It's amazing, she says. Interesting. I have not had that. So I wonder what that's like. Might have to try and find it. I do actually, I've seen it at our co-op. I remember seeing it at our co-op. I never tried it though. I might have to give it a try. I'll go and see if they still have it. I haven't checked for quite a while. Let's see here. Maria says, how do you fight a cold like fever, sore throat, and a bit of fever? Well, great question. Great question. I would say you don't. You don't fight a cold. You appreciate it. All right? You appreciate it. It is your body's detoxification mechanisms in action. And so you should be thankful that your body is cleaning itself out and rejuvenating itself. The best way that you can assist the body, that's what I would say. Instead of fighting a cold, you assist the detoxification. And you do that by more sleep, more hydration, and rest. That's the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is sleep more, relax a little bit more, get your stress levels down, and enjoy the process. It's been a while, but when I feel under the weather, I just try and bask in it. I just try and thank my body. I thank every one of my cells for doing its best job to keep me healthy. And so that's my approach, my philosophy on how to assist the body with detoxification. And you can also do things like You can do like saunas and things like that if that's an option for you. But really, you just gotta keep it basic. Fresh air is another big one. Sunshine, get some sunshine. I'm not sure if you have an opportunity to get sunshine, like here in Minnesota. It's clear skies sometimes, but it's bitterly cold right now. So not always the greatest opportunities to get sunshine, but the other ones you can definitely do. Open your window for a few minutes, even though it's cold, at least here. And then, yeah, all the all the basic things that you've always heard: fresh air, sunshine, sleep, relaxation, that sort of stuff. That's the way to go. And if you want, you can do some lemon water as well to add in some more vitamin C. But yeah, that's what I would do. Let's see. Vegan JJ says the ebook about digestion is amazing. Thank you so much, Vegan Knowledge JJ. There it is. 5-star digestion. Pretty small book, but definitely packed with some helpful information. If you guys are interested, it's on Amazon in paperback, or it's on my website in ebook. So check it out. If you have any sort of digestive issues, or you just want to learn a little bit more about holistically supporting your digestion, it's a good way to do it. Thank you, JJ. Let's see. She also says Matt's ebooks are amazing. I love how thorough, yet how you simplify it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That is my goal, is to make it simple to understand, yet give you some great detailed information, not just surface level stuff, but I want to really share some useful, practical tips and nuggets of information for you guys. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Haven't been keeping up on Instagram here. Judy, what's up, Judy? Thanks for being here. She says, are beans a part of your diet? They are, yes. Sometimes I do have beans as well. So I would include that in the Instant Pot. As I mentioned, I put lentils and split peas and wild rice. Those are kind of the main things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then beans sometimes as well. I personally actually don't usually make the beans myself. Celine makes a lot of beans, so I'll just have some of what she makes, or some of the beans that she makes. And so, yeah, so that is part of my diet. I'm not like a huge bean eater. I do like beans, but it's mostly lentils and wild rice and things. Thanks for the question. All right, let's see here. Loving all the questions here, guys. Thank you. Dulce says, reconnecting and self-educating like all. Yes, exactly. Self-education is so important. You got to be a lifelong student. All right, let's see. Sunday Sidetown says, how do you get enough nutrients on a raw animal-free diet? Sorry, I don't mean to sound like a non-vegan. I'm sure you get that question a lot. Yeah, no problem at all. All questions are welcome. How do you get enough nutrients on a raw animal-free diet? Well, first I would say there's really no nutrients in animals or their products that you don't get from plants. So now you can look at B12, you can maybe look at, like vitamin D, because it's mostly, there's mushrooms though, and you really get it from the sunlight anyways. It's a hormone. But yeah, B12, you just take a supplement. And if you want to take supplements for anything else, whether it be iodine or vitamin D or, or omega-3s, I really don't see that as being really an issue. I know there's some plant-based doctors out there that do think that it's important, but many of them don't. So you gotta make up your own decision, look up the research, and follow the path that you think is best. But there's kind of like I just said earlier, is you can use, in my opinion, my personal experience and the research that I've done, as long as you're eating a variety of whole plant foods, you're going to get, the majority of everything that you need. And then if you want a little insurance, you can add some of these green powders that are grown in, good conditions, good soils. They're micronutrient rich. Daily Green Boost, Dr. Ben's powder I like. Vitamineral Green is another one. I'm not an affiliate for that one, but I do think that's a good one. There's other green powders you can look at. E3 Live, I think, is a good one. And so, that's what I would say is if you think that you're missing anything, there are easy ways within a plant-based paradigm that you can achieve those nutrient, levels. So, there's plenty of stuff out there. I mean, even Global Healing, I think that's the full company name. They're a company that I personally find to be high quality, and that's where I get my B12. I actually take their vitamin D now, and I see they have others. They have multivitamins. And it's all whole food, plant based, vegan types of supplements. So I think that's a great company. I'm actually now trying to be an affiliate for them. I'm not yet, but and any of this stuff, obviously you don't need to, I'm not just trying to, promote products that I can benefit from financially, but again, the reason why I'm an affiliate for the companies that I am is because I believe in their products and I use them myself. And so, yeah, I know a lot of people say that, but I really mean it. So yeah, that is that. That's what I think. And you can also use Chronometer, to give you an idea. It's not a perfect system. It's not going to give you an exact amount of what you're getting, but I think it's useful. So I would recommend using something like chronometer.com, and you can kind of see if there's any areas in your diet that might be potentially lacking, and you can just go from there. So that's my thoughts. Tessa says, I bought a cheap juicer and it turned out to be terrible. Yeah, there is something to say about going with the most, the most affordable types of products like that. I do think that now, while you don't have to buy the most expensive ones or the newest form or versions of any of these things, I've had my refurbished Vitamix for pretty much for 12, 13, 14. I think I've had it since very early on. So I'd say probably 12 or 13 years that I've had it. And I use it multiple times every single day, and it's a refurbished model. And so while Vitamix is one of the more expensive blenders out there, it is worth it to buy a Vitamix, in my opinion, or another high-end, high-speed blender that can help you make this lifestyle, or just make any healthy lifestyle or healthy eating pattern more doable for you. So sometimes it is better to either save up or, spend the money to get a very high quality machine. But even the juicer, the Omega 8006 that I have, I've been using that again, about the same time frame, probably 14. I had that even before my Vitamix, so probably close to 14 years. And, it still works great. So it was, I think I spent like $350 or something on it back then. And I haven't looked at what the prices are now, but it's an older model. So even that one, not saying that's the one you should get, but it's, oh, what just happened? My cat just walked over my mouse and clicked something. Everything looks weird now. Cat. All right. I think we're good now. But yeah, so there are times to buy a more expensive type machine. you don't have to get the most expensive, but at least get one that is gonna last you and not, be a waste of money that you have to replace in like a year or two. So yeah, I agree, Tessa. It's not, or I don't know if that's what you were saying, but it's good to get good quality things that are gonna last. Okay, let's see here. What time is it? 12:30 almost. Wow, great questions, you guys. Thank you. Music Monster Man, what's up, man? Says there's a lot of very smart people such as Dr. Furman and Simon Hill talking about how low-fat diets are worse for you than moderate, as long as we're talking about unsaturated fats. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of smart people out there that say, and I'm not saying this is what they're doing, but there's a lot of people out there that, you think are smart that say a lot of dumb things. So, and I'm not saying that what they're saying is dumb, but I think you just got to go with, I don't think if you eat a whole food plant-based diet with low or moderate fat, I think one of the better things you could do, and this could be debated as well, but you could do, first of all, how do you feel? How do you feel when you eat low fat versus moderate fat? Do you feel better eating moderate fat? I would say eat moderate fat. You feel better eating low fat? Eat low fat, right? So first things first is, how do we feel? Now, that's not always going to be the determining factor if it's best for us long term, but it can definitely give us one piece of data to make our decision. And so there's that. Then let's see. What was I going to say? I was going to say, so yeah, first, how does it make you feel? Second, how many examples, I guess, do you have of people that eat that way, doing each one? No, you know what I was going to say is, I don't think for most people, unless you have, but yeah, I'm going back and forth. Got too many things in my mind. So I'll just finish what I was saying. Look at examples of people that have been doing it. Have they been doing it long-term, low fat, whole food plant-based? What do their results look like? Look at the people that are a little more lenient with their fat intake. How is their health? What do they appear to be? And then use that as another piece of data that you can combine. You got to look at various factors, obviously, like with everything. And then, wow. What was I going to say? I was going to say, this is what happens. Too many things in my head, my little head here. And it, sometimes I lose it. So anyways, I feel like it's going to come back. But maybe I'll have to come back to that. Oh yeah. Okay, finally. Pop back in. So unless you have specific health a specific health situation going on where being more strict with your fat intake is gonna help you. Some people are, dealing with a health crisis or situation where, going really low fat might be the best thing. And then at another point in their life, eating a moderate fat, like you said, might be just as good, right? So I don't think in the long term, unless there are specific situations for somebody, that it's going to make that big of a difference, whether they're low fat, like say 15 to 20% fat versus 30 to 35% fat. Now, there's arguments to be made. And again, for most of the negative consequences of eating fat, is coming from unsaturated fat, trans fats, things like that, hydrogenated oils and things, and oils in general, I think. Not as much from poly and monounsaturated fats from nuts and seeds and avocados and things. So personally, I think you do whatever feels best and whatever is easiest for you to maintain long term. And thinking about the specifics of like, am I low fat? Am I moderate fat? I think you're getting too much in, not you specifically, but somebody that is like too hyper focused on, the percentage of their fat intake. If you can eat, like Chef AJ says, eat the most restrictive diet you can eat, that you can maintain, I think is what she says. Eat the most restrictive diet you can maintain. So don't make if eating super low fat doesn't feel great, or it's just difficult for you to maintain, then that's not going to be better for somebody than eating moderate fat. So, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I don't think it's a huge difference in probably outcomes when you're eating a whole food plant-based diet. But again, there are situations, whether you're insulin resistant or you have some other digestive issues or something else going on, that might fare better in the healing process to get the fat especially low. But that's going to be based on each person's situation. But I think in general, whatever feels best. And again, you can do blood work, you can do all these things to kind of get an idea of how it's affecting you, and just go from there. But that's my, we're zooming in here for some reason. Get that thought really coming across. But yeah, I hope that helps. I think whether you do what Furman says or whether you do what Esselstyn says or what you do what Dr. Doug Graham says, I think whatever is easiest and the most enjoyable and makes you feel the best is going to be the option that you should go with. So outside of other situations, like I said. All right, here we go. Let's see what else. The Urban Pharmacy. What's up, Stacy? Matt's going to tell you not to touch the top of the greens container. That's right. I mentioned that to Stacy already. Those sticky tops, I'm telling you, they're sneaky. They're a sneaky source of toxic stuff. So don't let your food touch those sticky surfaces, and don't be touching it with your fingers or hands or whatever, because you don't want to absorb those phthalates or PFAS or BPA or anything like that. So Dulce says, congratulations on the juicer, Tessa. I must have missed a comment. Congratulations, Tessa. Oh, she said, so I've invested in an Omega juicer and I'm looking forward to using it soon. All right. Congratulations, Tessa. I will back up Dulce's congratulations. That's awesome. Dulce says, oh, okay. I already read that one. Thank you for being here, Dulce. Great to see you. Okay, where are we here? Dulce says ginger, clove, garlic, cinnamon sticks in hot water. Let it steep, and you can add something sweetening and lemon juice. Yeah, great suggestion. The only thing I will say now, because I follow Lead Safe Mama, from all her tests, cinnamon is something to be aware of. It's high in lead. I think every sample that she has tested, whether it's from, even the high quality organic companies, the cinnamon and cinnamon sticks are high in toxicants like lead and other heavy metals. So just so you know, I ate a lot of cinnamon growing up. I'm still here, but if you're looking to avoid maybe some exposure, that could be something to look at. All right, let's see here. Tessa plans to set it up over winter break. That's awesome. Let us know. Let us know how it goes, Tessa. Come back next Sunday. Will you have it set up by then? Let us know what your first juice was in the Omega Juicer. Okay, Matt is... Oh, Tessa buys boxed greens as well. I think most people do. Most people do. But, you know, you gotta do the best you can. If you gotta buy boxed green, I do too. So, but I buy as many loose heads as possible. That's my recommendation. All right. Tessa avoids eating garlic because of the smell. Yes, it is smelly. In college, when I first started getting into healthy eating, because I was trying to stop my hair loss, and that's when I began my salad adventure, my salad journey, right? And that's when I started eating a lot of spinach, specifically, a lot of spinach. And of course, there was all the other animal products and things in these salads back then. But I was eating a lot of garlic. And I remember, I don't know if I've told this story. It's not really a story, but I guess it is. But so I went up to one of my best friends from college. I visited him at his home city, at his parents' home. And I was on the complete other side of the room. I can't believe nobody told me this before. But his dad walked in. He was like, is somebody cooking garlic? So he could smell me from all the way on the other side of the room because I had been eating so much garlic. And yeah, I was just like oozing out of my pores. But nobody told me up until that point. So I wonder how many people were suffering from my garlic smell. So anyways, that's my story with garlic. But I think it's a great addition to the food, to your diet. I'm a fan of garlic. Don't tell the natural hygienists. They'll come after me. Okay. Sorry, I got lost in my chat here. Vegan Knowledge JJ says, I notice around here anyways, when I shop, they put organic food in plastic. Like organic cucumbers are in plastic, but the regular ones are not in plastic. Why is that? I know why. Do you know why? You don't, or you would have not asked that question. So I will tell you why. They put it there because at your store, organic produce is in less demand, and so they need to preserve its freshness as long as possible. We have stores like that here as well. They wrap the organic stuff in plastic because it's more expensive for them, and it's more expensive for it to go to waste. So they do their best to preserve it, and unfortunately, they're adding nano plastics and phthalates and probably BPA to your organic food. So I would recommend washing them if you buy anything in plastic, to rinse it off as much as you can. I'm not good about rinsing off the greens that I buy in boxes, unfortunately. It's always after I blend it. I'm like, shoot, I forgot to rinse it. But anything else, if you buy it in plastic, which try to avoid it as much as you can, but just rinse it. And I actually haven't looked into it. I need to look into it as far as, so most of those chemicals, the plastics, the microplastics and nanoplastics and phthalates and bisphenols, they are lipophilic, so they are attracted to fat, and that's why they easily transfer to your hands. So like phthalates, bisphenols, they do not bind to the material they're added to. So they're added to plastics phthalates are added to make plastics more flexible and more resilient for, bending. Phthalates or bisphenols are used for, a lot of times they're used for hardening plastics, but also they're I believe they're a stabilizer. Phthalates are a stabilizer in plastics too. They're also a stabilizer in fragrances. So any fragrance that you ever see that isn't like an essential oil or something, it is almost assured to have phthalates because they are added to stabilize that chemical that is giving the scent. And it just allows that scent to remain smelly and viable for as long as possible. All right, that's why you walk by somebody comes in wearing perfume at the store, or if somebody visits my place that they wore perfume and they leave, I could still smell that perfume for like an entire day. Right? That's the phthalates keeping those scents sticking around. Same with if I go into if I go to somebody's house and they use air fresheners or anything like that, when I leave, I have to immediately go home and shower and wash my clothes because it is stuck to me. Again, these are lipophilic, and they also stick to your clothing and everything. So, it's not good stuff. Those are androgen blockers, estrogen mimickers, and just endocrine disrupting chemicals in general. So, and obesogens. They're obesogens as well. So that's another thing to think about. All right. So that's why they wrap. That's why they wrap everything in plastic that they don't want to spoil. Tessa had avocado, Brazil nut, and cashews. Tessa, how was it? How did you feel? What thoughts were going through your mind? What's going on in Tessa's avocado, Brazil nut, and cashew world? Excuse me. Okay. Vegan Knowledge JJ says walnuts are the best omega ratio I have read. They are good. They are good. I would actually go chia seeds above walnuts, but in terms of nuts, yeah, for sure walnuts are the best. Let's see. Vegan Knowledge JJ says your body is very smart. Brazil nuts have selenium. I think I have read, and our body needs a bit of fat. So maybe that's why. Thanks for sharing. Oh, I missed. Tessa is obsessed with applying glue to my skin and peeling off. Yes, I did that too. I wonder why. Why is it so, why do you like it so much? I don't get it. Yeah, I love sticking the tape to my fingers, peeling off, or just like Elmer's glue. Yeah. Weird stuff. Tessa said it was surprisingly delicious. Not sure why I was craving it. Yeah. Yep, good stuff. How Vegan Knowledge JJ says, how often do you recommend exercise? And is it mainly cardio or weights or both? Okay. What time is it? 12:44. Whoa. Okay. This might be the last question. I'll scan the rest, and if I can give a short answer to some of those, I will. But I got to get going. So exercise, I think you should do as much as possible, within reason. I have really lacked on exercise for the last probably month and a half, maybe 2 months. So I'm not a good example at this point, but I will be getting back into it. And the great thing about this lifestyle and the eating this way is if I take a long break from exercise and then I get back into it, I might be a little bit sore the next day, but I'm still fully able to work out again the next day if I want. So the recovery time and the ability for your body to adapt to changes in your physical activity levels is amazing on this lifestyle. Back when I was just eating a standard diet, if I worked out for the first time in, a while, or like say I went and played basketball for the first time in a while, or tennis or golf, or even golf, like swinging, golf can be a little strenuous sometimes. So yeah, playing any sports, the next day I would like be really in a lot of pain in terms of soreness. But now I don't get that at all. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, as much as you can. Doesn't have to be anything super strenuous. I think all forms of exercise are important. So I think cardio is important. I also think weight resistance training is important. Do both, I would say. But you don't have to be crazy about it, just basic stuff, even just going for a walk for your cardio, or a jog or whatever. And then for me, I just have a few dumbbells here. I've got a pull-up bar. I've got, that's pretty much it. Just a few dumbbells, pull-up bar. And I'm off and on again with running. Haven't ran for quite a while. Winter usually gets me out of my groove for running, but this time of year, actually, it's when I feel my worst in terms, like, I still feel good, but I feel the least good at this time of year just because it's like dark constantly. It's super cold. I can't really go outside much. I don't get hardly any sun at all. As you can tell by my pasty white complexion. And yeah, I just don't feel like exercising as much. So, that's my sob story. But it is important. And I think the more you can do it, the better, within reason. And just do something you enjoy that is sustainable, that you can continue to do over and over. Like for me, I enjoy doing push-ups and pull-ups and just using my dumbbells here and there. So, I used to go to the gym every once in a while. Haven't gone for actually since 2020. Wonder why. But yeah, I just stopped going after that because I was like, I'm not going to deal with it. And so, yeah, but I think whatever you enjoy is a good thing to do. All right, let's see. Maybe one more. Definitely got to be out of here by 1 o'clock Central Time. Maria, what's up? Maria, great to see you. Vegan Knowledge JJ says, I really feel like I need to work on better water with not using chemicals. Oh, better with water, drinking water, better with not using chemicals, like in soaps and things. Have you considered a book on these types of things? Yes, I sure have, Vegan Knowledge JJ. That is my next book after this book that I'm writing right now. However, the book I'm writing right now has a lot about these things as well. So I can't write a book without covering these things in some form. And so right now I'm writing about obesogens and the various obesogens that we are exposed to and how you can avoid them. I wonder if I'm breathing in microplastics from this thing. My throat's getting a little dry. Yeah, so I am gonna write a specific book on this topic of environmental pollution and exposure to these different chemicals and heavy metals and things. That it's gonna be years. I'm sorry. Maybe 2026 is when I'll get that published, but I don't know. I'm like, once I finish this, books for me are truly a labor of love. It is like the most painful, enjoyable thing that I've ever done, right? Because I do a lot of research for them, and it takes me a long time to form it into how I want to say it and how, like, to organize the book in a way that's like interesting and it flows really well. Now, I know there's AI out there to help people do these things. I'm like a 90-year-old mindset where I'm like, no, I'm not using AI to write my books or to do anything like that. I may use, like, obviously when you try to Google anything now, AI gives you like a little summary of what you're asking. But besides that, I haven't really gotten into the AI type stuff. Where would it probably help me write these books faster? Perhaps, but I want it to be from me, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using AI. So anybody that does use AI for their projects or books or anything, that's awesome. Definitely, it's a tool. It's a tool to get your information out. So it's great. I just personally, I'm not there yet. All right, I'm not there yet. So anyways, yes, I will be writing that book. It'll be my next one. I already have the name for it, but I can't share it because it's just too good, and I don't want somebody to take it. So, anyways, thank you for asking. But yeah, like I said, this next book, my weight management book, my weight loss book, is going to have quite a bit. The chapter that I'm writing right now is all on that. So get ready. Okay. I think I'm way behind on the comments, to be honest. You might have asked this like 3 days ago. Music Monster Man says, do you get different types of nutrients within fruit categories? What I mean is, does a pink lady apple have different nutrients than a Honeycrisp apple? I would assume yes. I would, it's probably going to be in the same ballpark, but it's going to be different. It tastes different, right? So if it tastes different, it has different nutrients. So that just shows it right there. Is it tastes different, it's going to have different nutrients, because the nutrients are what give us that taste. But yeah, so that's why it is important, I think, to eat a variety. Rotate between, don't just eat one type of apple, eat various types of apples, eat various types of greens, eat various types of other fruits, various types of nuts and seeds. Ask Tessa for some advice on that. She's really got that down now. So yeah, just eat a variety. You're going to get all these different nutrients. But again, like the different kinds of apples, they're going to be, I'm going to guess they're pretty similar, but they will have their individual strong points and variations. All right, why do people say not to drink distilled water? Produce, not pills. What's up? Great question. Yeah, they say that because you've taken out the minerals, and people believe, and I'm not going to say that I know 100% that you don't want minerals in your water, but I strongly have the belief that you do not, right? But that is people's concern, is that it has no minerals, and so it's not conductive. It's not going to easily pass through the gut wall, and it's going to steal minerals from your body, right? I have never seen any evidence for that. From my understanding, is that if it does pick up any sort of mineral, it's going to be an inorganic mineral. And so if you have inorganic minerals, which are soil, that's the minerals that you'll find in soil. This is why you can't go out into your yard, dig up a patch of dirt and eat it and get your nutrients, because you need an organic form of minerals. The minerals in the soil are inorganic. They are not well utilized or even utilized by the body. And so when you when they pass through, they go through the root system, they get incorporated into the plant tissues, the leaves and the fruits. That's now in an organic form, and that is what our body is meant to utilize. So when you're consuming spring water, and if you like spring water, more power to you. I really don't care what people drink, but I just don't think that their criticisms of distilled water make a lot of sense. So when you have that, spring water. So spring water is going to have, sodium, magnesium, whatever other minerals are from the rocks that it rolled over and the dirt that it went through. It's going to contain those inorganic minerals. And so you drink that, it's like drinking little rock particles, from my understanding. I mean, it makes sense. It's rolling over the rocks, picking up little bitty, micro minerals and trace minerals. And to me, I would much rather get my minerals from a whole food plant-based diet, rich in leafy greens and fruits and nuts and seeds. So that's where I think we should be getting our minerals. And I think the distilled water. Now, I fasted for 26 days on exclusively home, distilled water, and I survived. I did very well. I could have gone longer if I wanted to, but I decided, I had something coming up, so I needed to end the fast and get ready, get back into a presentable physical form. And so, I wanted to go 30 at least days, but maybe another time if the opportunity presents itself. But so in my opinion, in my understanding of what I've looked at and people I've learned from, distilled water, I mean, True North Health, they use distilled water as well. So, and from what I understand, they get their distillers from the same company that I am an affiliate for. So a little extra cool thing there. But so that's my understanding of why a lot of people do not promote distilled water. It's because they think that it's going to rob minerals from your body, and they think that it's too acidic when really distilled water is neutral. But the longer it sits out, it sequesters CO2 and different things, which can make it a little more acidic. It's not going to make it like, it's not going to be like orange juice acidic, but it's a little bit on the acidic side. But from my understanding, that's not a problem. Again, you can add some lemon slices, you can add some cucumber slices, you can blend it into a smoothie, you can add some green powder. Any of these things can take care of that issue. The biggest issue, in my opinion, is getting out the PFAS, the chlorine, the fluoride, the disinfection byproducts, the heavy metals, the radioactive compounds, the pesticides, everything. Get all that crap out. And then you can add in what you want after that. But the point is getting out all the toxic crap that is causing endocrine disruption, it's carcinogenic. It is, it doesn't make sense to me why anybody would think that you would want to leave traces of those things in there when you can just distill and get that out. And then if you believe that you need other things in the water, you can definitely add it after. So that's my understanding. All right, guys, it is 12:59. I'm out of time here. Thank you so much, everybody, for your amazing questions. And let's see. All right, last one, just because I can promote my distillers. Holistic Heart says, how do you distill your water? I have no, don't boil it. I mean, you can boil it, but that doesn't remove, all that does, you might remove some VOCs like chlorine, but you're just going to concentrate all the other contaminants in it. You want to actually distill it. I mean, you do boil it to distill it, but you need to capture the steam and condense it back down into distilled water. So I have a link to the one that I use, and again, you don't have to get the one that I use, but if you do want 5% off of that model, there is an affiliate link in the description box of this video. It's called the Mini Classic CT. And you can use my affiliate link, or you can just use code Raw Intuition when you check out, and you'll get 5% off. Yeah, so that's how I distill it. I have a home water distiller. I actually have a countertop model, and I also have an automatic model that just automatically pulls it from my water line and refills itself, and it distills by itself. So pretty fancy, pretty cool. But most people just want to go with like a countertop, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, you can check out either of those, whatever you're interested in the description box down below. Okay. Well, that was a great Q&A session, you guys. And if I missed your question, definitely come back to the next Q&A and ask it again. I apologize I didn't get to it. But yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. And I'll keep researching and doing my best to learn random things to help you guys as well. And yeah, we'll all get healthy together. And I appreciate you guys showing up every week and supporting me and all that sort of stuff. So hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and a great New Year. 2025. I'm gonna, once I get my book published and before that too, but I'm really gonna try and get some really good shows again coming out for you guys. So it's not just Q&A. And we'll get some great guests on here and have some fun. So here, you know what? Let's do. See, I don't have a lot of time, but if you want, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway for a few weeks, so if there's anybody that's asked a question today, I'm gonna if you stick around, I'm gonna put everybody's name in here that I remember that asked a question. And you'll get to choose as always, any of my ebooks. I'll send you a copy of the ebook. You get to let me know. So just email me at matt@myrawintuition.com, and I'm going to get you that. Here, I know we had a few Instagram questions. Christina. Okay, let's see, Carl. Thank you, everybody, for the Christmas wishes and happy holidays. Let's see, Judy. Sorry, I'm getting everybody's name put into the wheel so we can do a spin. Music Monster Man. All right, I think I got it. One more. Sunday. Slide Town. Got some new names in here. That's great to see. All right, I think that is it. Oh no, one more. Sorry, That Girl Mimi. Okay, wow. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. So let's, I got to go over to the Q&A room, and we will drop down the wheel. There it is. Okay, are you ready? We're going to see who is the winner of one of my ebooks. Here we go. There it is. And it's a newbie, at least I think. That Girl Mimi. All right, That Girl Mimi, if you're still here, message me, send me an email at matt@myrawintuition.com and let me know if you would like 5-star digestion, 21-day raw transformation program, or 5-star salad revolution. All right, you will get one of those sent to you for your 2025 health journey, and I hope it will be helpful for you. And yeah, so thank you again. Let's pop that back out of there. There it goes. Oh, did you guys hear my cat sneeze? Might have a cold. Gotta get my cat to sleep a little more. All right, so that is it. And I hope you guys had a good time. And again, that girl Mimi, send me a message and I'll get you one of my books and you can read it. Okay. See you guys next time. Remember, next week, next Sunday, I've got Fiona coming on. I'll get all of her information. She's got a animal sanctuary, and right now I think she's running 25 miles every single day to raise money for her sanctuary that I believe is struggling in terms of financial, taking care of all the animals. So if we can help her out, that would be great. But yeah, otherwise just come with your questions and I'll see you next week. All right, take care and always follow your raw intuition.